cool with my music just being in movies. I'm cool with my music just being in commercials. I'm cool with my music just circulating different ads and stuff like that.
Come on,
like I'm
Flex.
cool with that. Like,
yo.
Hello. God damn.
Damn, he got that Mexican bass.
Yeah, but what's up, co-workers?
What's up, y'all in the Honda
welcome
Civics? How y'all doing today?
Honda Civics. Okay. Welcome back to another episode of the We Outside Afterwork podcast. I am Dana.
I'm your boy Aaron, and we got a special guest in the building, Miss Mila Ray. How you doing today?
Yes, recording artist.
Superstar and
Superstar
artist manager too. You know, she
Period.
got a bunch of hats. You know, so we definitely want to get into her. We want to talk about her
Yeah,
her
we're
career.
going to get into all your background and accolades.
yes,
But
let's
before
do
we
it.
get started with you, I just want to give a personal shout out to Dana. I had a very vulnerable moment post last show. I had a poetry event, and Dana, she came there to support me. Her and Nashima came to support me.
I did, and you did a great job.
Thank you,
that was
thank
the
you.
first time I ever seen you live. So, yeah, a lot of his poetry is very like sexual. And
wasn't
I
sexual.
literally see Aaron as like my cousin. I don't want to say brother because I have a brother, but just to like hear.
That's
that
worse than
live,
a
I'm
friend
like,
zone. God damn.
She put you in the family zone.
It's a great thing.
Nah, I'm
But
fucking
anyway, you did a great job,
Thank you,
and
thank
I
you.
definitely saw the
continue to do
video,
that.
so that was dope.
She supports everything. So yeah, we love guests like this who like actually pay attention to us.
But if Dana don't mind, I actually want to start our hot takes, because when we have a guest, we do our hot
Yes.
takes, break the ice a little bit. During our time at the poetry event, it was this poem from a artist named Angie. I believe her name is Angelise. Shout out to her. Shout out to my fave too. And the poem was essentially about a woman going through a breakup, and this woman kept hurting her and hurting her and hurting her. At the end of the poem,
I just remembered it.
yeah, it's okay. I got you back. At the end of the poem, she realized that the person that she was breaking up with was herself.
Her old self.
So,
Yeah.
snap for her.
Yeah. Very poetic.
I don't know if we'll tag her or anything. I got her Instagram and everything.
If she potentially comes on the show,
yeah,
she
we'll
could
definitely reach out to her. She
yeah.
was definitely a dope artist.
Yeah.
But Mylaraye, have you ever had to break up with yourself?
Ooh, yes. Yes.
Tell me about it.
Yes.
What you do?
Give
What
us
you had to tell yourself?
some tea, some background.
So before Mila Ray came, there was a person named Misha. Misha is my birth name.
That's who I know.
Right, that's the one you knew from the sandbox. So Misha, Misha was the neighborhood girl, the neighborhood friend. Everybody knew of Misha. She wasn't much so popular, but because of her brothers, because of her activities as far as playing basketball and just being around, everybody knew Misha. And with everybody knowing Misha, you also get the attention from men that you necessarily don't get from like your dad,
Okay.
because I lived with only my mom,
Okay.
and I had two brothers. So, as a young girl, we all get lost when you don't have a father who's gonna tell you, watch out for these type of boys, watch out for this, and then you have brothers who are all in the same age bracket as you. They growing up, they learning
They're
girls,
learning as
and
well.
you seeing how they treating the girls, and you be like, you think somewhat that's how you're supposed to be treated at a point, right? And there was a time where I met someone who was like, essentially after growing and finding ourselves and myself, he was remind me of my father, and which made me really, really liked him at that moment. And
Was he a good option though, or was it more so because you had that connection to your dad? He was showing you an unhealthy way to be loved, and you kind of held on to it because it felt like a father figure.
So I felt like I didn't have had a connection with my dad. I had a disconnection with my dad.
Okay.
So I think what made me connected with the guy was because of the disconnection with my father.
It felt like y'all plugged into
Right.
each other because of that.
Trauma bonding.
Okay. And then when he's trauma with things that's going on in his life with the females in his life, it's like we both are not understanding that we're hurting
How
each
old
other.
were you?
So this happened, I want to say college, through my transition of going through, obviously that part in your life where you don't know what you want to do. You're lost, you're trying to follow what everybody's telling you to do. You got to go to school after college. I mean, you have to go to college after you graduated high school.
Right.
But to get back to, like, as I'm soul searching, as I'm trying to find who I think I am, my identity at that time, that lost little girl was fighting for a presence of a man. And once I understood that this presence of a man is not the idea of what God wants for me, I understand that, okay, so now it's time to let go. And then it came to a point where, okay, I don't want to let go. But then things was happening, like cheating, fighting girls, going to jail. Okay,
that escalated
quickly, 0 to 100, real quick.
Jesus, but I do want to just give you grace and say that's dope that you did realize and recognize that that wasn't okay, and that's not what love is, and you chose yourself.
Absolutely.
So I think that's always important.
And on top of that, she chose to distance herself from herself because she had to learn from herself, right? It was herself who taught her that this wasn't healthy. So, shout out to you for breaking through. And if I could just make this a little personal, if y'all don't mind, Dana has a really close relationship with her dad, right?
Yeah, he just texted me asking me if I was coming over to the house this weekend. I'm like, I got a live show tomorrow.
Now because obviously a lot of relationships stem upon women with daddy issues and things like that, right? That people love to like throw at a woman when she struggles with men. Not saying that you're struggling with men. That's not what this is about. When it comes to a positive relationship with your dad, does that set the tone and the blueprint for the men in your life?
It does, because I do have other family members, cousins, who they did not have a positive role model or a father figure in their lives. And it does usually show, because my family, they do have a lot of strong women. Like, they're intelligent. They do have that self-confidence. But whenever it came down to a man, that's when things fell short. And then they always like had a cycle of dealing with men who they wanted to take care of and like build up, but not realizing that this person was also bringing you down and stunting your growth and your success. So seeing that firsthand growing up, like, I knew early that like my dad was something that I didn't want to take for granted, and I always appreciated him, and he always made sure that I had everything I needed and then some, including the love and showing me like what is okay and not okay. But as far as my parents' relationship, like, they're not the ideal like couple. Like, they were never married, and seeing them also made me realize what I didn't want in like a relationship, and like seeing how toxic they were together. But like as a father figure, like he definitely was like top tier and did his best. And
it's important to note, like, we all come from very different situations, backgrounds, right? Nothing is perfect. Like my mom's situations, my dad's situations, rest his soul, it's not perfect, and it's okay. And it's okay to learn from situations. Like, I used to try to avoid the father that I had, try to like see all his shortcomings and try to like actively not be that. Then I realized like I'm exactly that. And it's things that I'm learning from that. And instead of trying to escape it, try to continue to learn from it. So, because
you have to go through it. Like, you have to first recognize where the issues are and accept it. Because in order to move forward, you do have to accept your flaws. So, and I do just want to add with my dad, that's why I hold myself to a certain standard, especially when it comes to men. Because like I've mentioned on plenty of other episodes where like I don't just accept what you give me if it's not what I want. Like, if you're giving me like half-ass bullshit, I'm not making excuses. Like, I'm literally taking it for what it is and being like, all right, bet this is how you're treating me when I treat myself as a queen, and like people in my life see me as such. So why the fuck would I take less than from you?
Listen, as a dad,
but the father figures,
as a dad to a daughter, you are a standard. Like, me being a girl dad, being a girl dad. Shout out to my baby Lori. It makes a big difference of how I want to navigate around women. I want to navigate as a visual representation of what love is supposed to look like.
I was going to ask you a question specifically for that, because I did mention how like my parents' relationship was something that I didn't want, but my dad is still like a great dad. So for you, I know you do have multiple baby mothers, right? And like
first off, we don't use baby mama, we call them mothers of our children.
Okay, my bad. Mothers of your children, right? So you have 2. So with that being said, when it comes to your daughter, like what does that look like when she gets to a point where like she starts asking those kind of questions, like, well, why does my brother have another mom?
Well, I'm a big proponent of honesty.
Okay.
You know, it's no need to sugarcoat it. Don't live the life that I live the life that I'm trying to help you to get. Because me looking at trying to avoid shit or trying to live somebody else's life, I'm never going to anyway. So let me just give you the right guidance. And the thing about being a child is you going to do what the fuck you want to do anyway. My job is to simply put you in a place to do the right. My grandfather, we talk about him all the time. When I was going through my situation with Jaden's mom, his whole thing was, I'm just going to give you the guidance. It's up to you to listen. Now, if
my
I were to
grandma
listen,
says that all the time. She's like, I'm here because I have life experience. So I want to give my, what does she call this? Like,
damn, we have a therapy.
We are. After work. Right. Okay. Literally. Today's Friday. But, yeah, my grandma says, like, I want my future generations to not have to go through the shit that I've been through. Because my grandma, she went through a lot of abuse from, like, her spouse, her parents. So she still holds on to that. But she sees the different relationships that like her grandchildren have cultivated and like had children with these kind of people, and sometimes she sits back and she's like, damn, like I thought I was the example to show you this is what not to do. But then I do sometimes, like I do give my grandma advice at times. And I do tell her, I'm like, you can only guide us and you can only tell us, you know, things that you feel like is best. But like you said, it takes the person to actually like live that life and go through their own journey.
You can tell Dana is really into this conversation.
Listen.
But to round out the whole conversation of breaking up with ourselves, I think we all essentially express that. Like we had to grow through a lot of things.
Dana, you gotta grow through shit to go through shit.
Damn, that's a bar.
It is, right?
Title of the episode.
I'm out here. Oh, yeah, that might be. Okay, let's lighten up the vibes because this always gets real deep. So, the second hot takes question, and Aaron actually came up with this. Like, was it yesterday?
It was yesterday, last night.
He put this on his story, and
He
I was
a poet, so
right. I was like, oh, we got to talk about this. So the question is, and we all have to do it, like right now. So it says, what is the craziest name you have saved for someone in your phone?
I definitely saw that. I definitely was looking like, let me see if I can participate.
You going first.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You can pull out your phone.
I posted mine, so I can tell y'all.
Okay, then tell yours.
Mine is that bitch from work. Yeah, first off, I don't use the word bitch. That's not my thing,
we don't
right?
like that. Respect.
Shout out to LaShawn when we was on his podcast. Dana.
I have my thoughts.
Is that the person name?
No.
I was gonna say, not to expose him.
LaShawn not no bitch. He a good dude.
Yeah, he was on episode 4?
Episode something like.
Yeah.
But yo, this is
why do you have
work.
her say? I was gonna say why do you
I cannot like. She literally repulses me. This is when I worked at Target though, but she still saved in my phone.
Okay.
But she used to just make me want to throw up. Like just thinking about her, and the liquor is just ready to come up.
What did she do to you?
She's just a bitch. Like,
did she do bitchy stuff to you?
Like when I'm not at work, she would do shit like take pictures of my team doing like bullshit and like blaming it on me. Like motherfucker, I'm not there. Yeah, like.
Oh wow. She's like a snitch at work. Yikes.
Fucking the little nigga from Recess. That's what the fuck she was.
Okay, so all right, I'll let you go.
Oh, she took a screenshot.
Right,
yeah, she got a few.
I got a few. I didn't even realize I have don't answer, fuck boy.
Damn.
I got let me
They
see.
blocked?
Yeah, they blocked.
Mine aren't blocked.
Mine are blocked.
So, all right, mine, like I have a few. So one is Nope. So N-O-P-E. Just because.
With an exclamation or not?
No exclamation. But whenever he hits me up, I'll be like, I know Nope. Like whatever you're talking about ain't that important. And then another one, I only have two, to be honest. So the other one has a girlfriend in quotes.
Damn.
Yeah.
But the funniest part is they really scrolling through their shit.
Because I just want to make sure I don't forget nobody else.
Yeah. So
No,
to explain that second one, this particular person, we don't talk at all, but the way we ended our whatever it was, like it was like a friendship / sort of kind of situationship, sort of kind of like we'll see how this goes. But they ended up telling me that they have their attention on another woman and they potentially want to talk to her. So I was like, okay, bet. So then I saved his name as like has a girlfriend in quotes, and then he still kept hitting me up.
Yeah, because we don't.
So it's like, but that helped me not respond. I didn't respond because I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about?
That's the problem. Women want honesty, but they don't want you to be honest.
No. So we want honesty, but we can react how we want to react. So give us that choice.
Yeah, but that's why we don't be honest.
Why not?
Because y'all not going to react how we want y'all to react to the honesty.
See, I can't agree.
Wow.
I can't agree to that. Reasons why I can't agree to that, because you guys say that y'all don't care about the information, but once you find out the information, you guys go crazy.
Yeah.
Like, so you can't, it's like the same way.
What,
like, you can't sit there and say, the guys. Like, even if if you say to the guy, okay, well, just keep it real. Don't matter about how I react or whatever the case may be. And then the guy say, all right, well, tell me what's up. All right, so we gonna go there. Make sure
they
that
can't handle it.
They can't handle it, and that is crazy to me.
You know what that sound like?
They don't have
That
a
is
vagina.
crazy to me.
I heard that's why. Like having a uterus just makes you.
We supposed to take all the bullets, huh?
No, but it makes us like mentally and like emotionally stronger. Like that's like a thing.
Okay.
Like it's science.
You don't think
Thank you,
so?
Marv. It's the bullshit. But you know what that sound like to me? It sound like some shit you would put in a song. You know, it sound like some shit that you would want to sing about and express to the world for the world to see. Is that the type of stuff you write about?
I sure do.
She got a couple love songs.
Yeah,
let's get into it.
I sure do.
So let's get into you as an artist. You know, tell us about yourself. You know?
All right, so go back into us breaking up with ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So throughout that time, me breaking up with myself, I decided to just pack my shit. Oh, can we curse on here?
You can.
Okay. I decided
But just not that much because his grandfather watches.
Yeah. Right.
Ooh.
That nigga curse more than me.
Hey, Grandpa. But still.
No, he ain't single. Now let's stop. Go ahead.
So I moved to Atlanta. You know, I had an aunt out there. Like, that's like, you know, you got that one ride or die aunt. Like, bring your stuff and let's go. Yeah, I got my girl coming to Atlanta. So I packed my stuff up one day after I just had like a mental breakdown and was just like, listen, I got my degree from my mother. I felt like I accomplished that for a single mom. She got 2 kids through college. Like, here, Mom, this yours. Now it's about me. I'm taking my time back. I want to just do what I want to do.
Okay.
I got in my car, drove down to Atlanta. Got to my aunt's house. Then my aunt was like, all right, I'm giving you 2 days to cry it out and figure it out. So I was like, okay. And in those 2 days, honestly, like, my cousin was the one who like pulled me back towards music. And he was like, yo, I got this friend that got an in-house studio. He do beats. He's real dope. I want you to just go and just vibe out.
Did you always have the passion for music? Was that like a
So
thing you always did?
I didn't realize I had a passion for music because I was always denied with music. And what I mean by that, like when I was in high school, I auditioned for plays and I would be like the second runner. Like I would be the backup to the main. And I remember one year, my freshman year at Union, we went for this play called Aida that I will never forget this day.
Can I shout out? That's my girl, though.
She's my girl too. I love her. We're gonna shout her out, but it's my time. Like, no,
she's not on the show.
Look, but no, I'm kidding though. And we went out. I went out for this play, and mind you, you know, a couple of kids from the neighborhood. You know, everybody had their own little cliques. We always used to sing, and this one girl. Shout out to Zodi. I love you, Zodi. Zodi dad used to always gather the girls in the neighborhood
In the Scooby Doo van.
in a Scooby-Doo van.
Why was it a Scooby-Doo van?
Because he was a tennis coach. So, like, he used to have
There's
us.
this big ass green van.
Oh, it was just a green van.
That shit
Okay.
mission.
Shout out to Haute, because Haute kept the girls out the streets, and that was like, you know, definitely a father
That's
figure.
a great dad.
That was definitely a great father figure for me, growing up as a youth as well. But yes, so we used to have singing sessions in her basement. You know, we always used to sing Beyonce. We always thought we was Destiny Child. Even her sister, we all, like, everybody used to just sing and stuff like that. Freshman year, we went out for a play. It was called Aida. She auditioned. We all auditioned, and her and this girl named Jaleesa, they both got like the star roles. Like she was the backup to Zodi won the lead role, and Jaleesa was the backup to Zodi. And at that point, I just felt like, I gotta wait till she graduate, because she already got this stuff hands down made. Like, I gotta wait for my turn.
Right.
So I waited anyway, and then my senior year, I went out for the play. I think they was doing Cinderella or something like that, and I didn't get it. And I just honestly felt like, nah, this is my year. Like, I was gonna get this.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I was like, man, bump this. Basketball is my thing.
So it kind of like...
And then it came back.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, it just came back out of nowhere. And then my cousin was like, we was in the room. He put on some beats. And I was just like, he was like, yo, just write where you at right now. Like, don't care about nothing else. Just write exactly where you at, what you've been through. And then I just started writing. Then I came up with the song CheatCode.
Oh, I just heard that. I wanted to talk about that. I added that to the outline. So let's get into that song then, since you just brought it up.
Right.
So that's actually, yes, because I didn't think you would talk about a song that I just listened to. Yeah. So I love CheatCode, and Instagram Post It.
Oh, my brother loved that song too. He stayed having his kids like singing it out.
Yeah. So with the song CheatCode, it seemed very vulnerable and very, very personal I was listening to it, because I am a very like in tune person, like very self aware. So sounds and stuff like that, like it like triggers that inside of me. So listening to that, I was like, oh, this is deep. So one thing I want to mention is you did talk about like loving yourself and testing out people before you call them friends. Was this coming from like a personal place? And if so, do you want to talk about that?
We could talk about it.
All right, we can talk about it.
Girl, this is 5 years of healing.
Okay, great. So nobody's gonna watch this like and hit you up like, why the fuck you bring it up out?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. So what was that situation that sparked the song?
Okay, so like I said, you know, we go 0 to 100 when I said about the beating up girls and going to jail and doing all this other extra stuff.
Okay.
To get a little bit into my life, there was a situation where when I was in Atlanta, I was trying to leave my ex behind. You know, we tried to do the whole breaking up thing, but you know, still we had communications. We still was talking. You know, still trying to mend and apologize. Not spin a block. Right. That's the cut to it dry. But you know, I'm trying to make it a little more airy and nice. But yeah, spin the block again. But anyway, you know, like just trying to apologize and try to, I guess, like make amends to the hurt that has transpired within the 5 years of us being together through college.
Because 5 years is a long time.
Okay. And my friend at the time, what I thought was my friend, you know, we kept in conversation, and I was letting her know the things that I was doing, because at the time, again, when I was in Atlanta, I decided to do music. So I was on Growing Up Hip Hop. I was doing red carpets, interviewing. I got into media.
Celebrity.
Right. Like I was just doing like so many different things. When I got to Atlanta, I just started networking. Because you know, when I
heard that's like the community and like how it is.
I love it. It's like I love it. They embrace like, at that time.
Like
I was so embraced. People was just like pulling me in, networking me with this person, this person.
Love that.
And what the difference between, and not to like go off of what we're talking about, but to be honest to everybody, the difference between why they say Jersey don't support Jersey, because Atlanta, they actually pull you.
And we talked
like,
about that on there.
They actually pull you in.
Okay.
Like when I come up here and I'm like, yo, I know you got this thing. I like to give out interviews like that. If you have a show, I'm willing to do interviews to artists, stuff like that. Oh yeah, I'll hit you up. And I'm not gonna talk about nobody.
But they actually mean it.
But I'm talking about up here.
Oh, in Jersey. Okay,
yeah, like you have those conversations to connect those dots, and they just be like, yeah, I got you, and it's like never hit you up, never like, you know.
Well, we outside
nothing.
after work. podcast, we definitely gonna bring you on. We gonna talk to them.
Okay, we just invited her to the live show tomorrow.
Yes.
Invite only. Sorry, coworkers.
All right, my bad.
But still, no, like, so yes, in Atlanta is more embraced. They embrace you more. They definitely pull you in when you have potential and you have that go getter mentality. So yes, shout out to Atlanta. I love Atlanta.
So when you were down there and your ex-boyfriend was up here, you had a friend that I'm guessing was
trying
up
to
here. Slide in
so yeah, she slide in. She slide, and how she slide was she was pulling out information from me. So
she was a double agent.
Yes. Damn. So it was like, and then I was trying to put two and two, like, well, how you know what I got going on? Because we having conversations about like, hey, how you been? Da da da. We keeping it real ABC. So now you hitting me and throwing little subliminals about like, oh, I heard you went to the Rick Ross. It's still on my Instagram page. So I'm a forever hold that picture. But I was at the Rick Ross mansion pool party annual, living my best life. And he was just like asking, like, how did you get there? Who you know? Da da da. And I'm just like,
this is your ex-boyfriend.
Okay. And I'm just giving it like keeping it cute. But my homegirl, you're not telling her to spill. Like, girl, like, this is
you
what
giving her the real information, right?
And she was just telling him.
She's going back to telling him everything.
Fucking it up for everybody.
Wow.
Telling him. So one time, there was a movie premiere happening that he was in. He started doing this acting thing, and I came up on a surprise to like just to support. Like, again, we were still cordial, keeping friendship conversations going. When I went to the premiere, as a woman, you just start scoping.
Yeah.
Like, you could just sit back and just
I'm not in this conversation. I don't know how to scope.
Right. Like, and I'm just like sitting back, just watching,
just observing.
Just observing. Yes. He don't even know that I'm there.
Oh, he doesn't
like,
know there.
No. Like, he don't even know. He knew I had a ticket, but he didn't know what show I was showing up to. So I was like, just watching. So I'm like, I'm going to keep quiet and cute. I watched a little movie, That's cute.
So he didn't even know you were there when the movie was playing? Oh, wow. Okay.
So I was like, it was cute. Whatever.
So what did you see? Like, what did you observe?
What she want to see? I'm trying to keep it cute. We outside. I want to know what happened because I'm trying to get to see my CheatCode.
Like you saw something.
All I'm trying to figure out is why wouldn't everybody get the laughing? They always laughing at
right,
me.
At you.
Because you're the only guy here.
Right.
So we're directing it towards you.
Yeah, they all be like, you're Dana, hit her ass. No, go ahead.
But yeah, so
because I feel like you observed something,
and I'm a tourist. My birthday was yesterday. Shout out to me.
Okay, happy belated.
Damn, my bad.
It's okay. It's okay. But as a tourist, as an earth sign, like for me, I just feel like we watch and see everything. We watch like how everybody move. We're more connected to Earth than any other sign. That's just how I feel.
Okay.
And I'm just watching, like, I'm watching the gestures. I'm watching how the pictures are being taken. I'm watching. You could tell when someone's on a date. Like, you could just tell when someone just, like, flaunting, like, like, what's up?
His hand was on that back dimple, you feel me?
Or, like, is it still the one friend we're talking about?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so she's there on him, taking pictures like, this is my girl.
Like, this is...
Wow.
Yeah. Well, not him, because he's very, like, flirtatious spirit anyway. Okay. So it's more like...
I don't even know what that's like.
That's you.
Okay. Like, so it's more like, her movements. Like,
okay.
So...
Did she tell me she was going to be there? That she was going? Trifling.
Nope.
She ain't a real friend.
So, and mind you, let me tell you something, because let me tell you how the universe always work in my favor as a tourist. So
I'm
this
all
happened.
About universe talk. So what's up?
This happened on a Friday, right? And mind you, I hit her up to let her know I was coming in town for that week, right? So we've been trying to like get up all week, but I'm like, obviously things just been happening. I've been doing other stuff. I've been doing other things. So like, and then I had a appearance at a club, because this is when I was getting booking fees. Like, people was booking me to appear at clubs and stuff. Okay. So I let her know, like, I'm doing a walkthrough at a club. She could come with me, whatever. So we was planning on going out the next night. Okay, the next night after the premiere.
After the premiere.
After she was slobbing on it.
So she went ghost.
Really?
She went ghost. I didn't hear from her. I'm calling her. I'm like, girl, where you at? Like, I'm here at the club. Like, come on, let's go, whatever. Haven't heard nothing. And I know she live alone, so I know, like, I want to make sure she good. Like, make sure nothing happens.
Safe.
Yeah,
Pull up.
So I go to her house after, and I was drunk. But again, I'm a tourist, and I felt the earth talking to me.
You felt it.
I felt the earth talking to me.
Right.
Yeah, oh, that shit was quaking.
Intuition.
Motherfucking quaking.
Yo.
So I drove to her house. It was like maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning.
In the morning.
Oh,
wow.
So here I am in the car.
That's a real pull-up.
That's a real pull-up.
Okay. So here I am in the car, and I'm just like calculating, like, Mish, why are you really here though? Mm-hmm. Like, what is it that you're trying to confirm? Mm-hmm. And I said to myself, I really want to know if what I saw the day before is true. Mm-hmm. So I'm driving. I'm like, okay, I don't see his car. I'm bugging. Let me go home. Girl, I turn right. Bam! What do I see right there on that corner? It's his car.
Oh my God.
And his sense, everything just started coming into my cars. I'm like, this is his car.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking around, I'm like, oh, because he used to do like Lyft and stuff like that. He took like all his Lyft stuff off the car. Mm-hmm. I said, oh, so you should have to disguise your car? Because I know your license plate, because I was with you when you bought that car. So like, I know the license plate to your car.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, he here. So now what? What do you want to do?
We don't want to get into what you did. We're going to stop it there, because this is about you. This ain't about the trauma. This is good, but like, let's get back into
go into CheatCode.
Yeah. So that was the moment that sparked CheatCode. This song.
Listen,
okay.
Dana loved that song to the point where she was ready to talk about it, and clearly she got everything she wanted out of that song.
No, it just sounds so vulnerable. I was like, something had to happen. But it was a dope ass song. So I'm gonna put her link to her music and stuff like underneath this video, so y'all can check it out. Another song I want to get into, and we can actually get into another topic because I have strong feelings about this. And the song is Instagram Post It. And from what I got from listening to this song was, when you're in a relationship and you're with someone, like, you want to be shown off, like you want them to post you on Instagram,
especially when you're a baddie,
okay, and you just want to feel like, oh, they're proud to be with you,
especially when you're a baddie.
Yeah. So like,
unless you don't have an Instagram. If you don't have an Instagram, you don't have to post.
Everyone has a fucking Instagram.
Everyone doesn't have an
They
Instagram.
do. And if they're saying they don't, they're lying.
Burner accounts. You don't have to post it on the burner.
The Finsta. Yeah. So back to you.
He play all day.
I know. So when it comes to this song specifically, was this like a different relationship where like you felt like
it's the same relationship?
That
whole album, all the songs that I put out was all from chapter 1 of my life, and that was that one relationship that I spent. I was with him for 5 years, but I spent 8 years dealing with him. So that album and all those music that I posted was literally those moments of like just that time of my life.
And if I could interject, as a writer, what's the easiest thing for me to write about is the shit that hits the hardest. Right now, I don't typically go through like breakups and heartbreak and stuff like that.
Those be the best songs.
But that is so easy to write about because it's constantly on your mind. So when you hear those type of albums, especially albums, because albums tell that whole story. Like it'll go from point A to point Z,
like
or
Summer
0 to
Walker's
100.
song, that was actually what put her on the map.
Yeah.
That first song,
because it's real,
album. What was
and
it
you
called?
can feel it.
Well, the first song that came out was Girls Need Love.
Yeah, and then Drake hopped on it.
And then Drake hopped on it, that made it go viral. Well, she was always viral off YouTube.
Okay.
So then she put that song out, and then Drake kind of like co-signed it.
Right.
And then her first album was
it was the one with the pink background.
Yeah, with her head down.
Yeah.
I don't think I know what Summer Walker
like
song.
her music is just so
relatable.
It's toxic though, low key, because she's talking about like all these breakups and then what happened with like London on the Track and all of that. So we felt like we was literally like in the group chat, right? Like going through it with her. So back to what Aaron was saying, like, do you feel like it is super easy to just talk about breakups and let it out in a musical way? Or do you prefer like to hold it in and, you know, just go through it? Personally.
Like now, yes. Like right now I'm wearing a hat of managing artist, and right now, like, that's where I'm at teaching them is like, you gotta get to a point where you, like, right now you happy. So your music is gonna reflect you wanting to be turned up, you wanna be conceited, you wanna be confident. But what about those people that are not happy right now? Like, you have to know how to shift. You got to know how to, all right, I'm going to put out that turn-up music where we could all twerk and girls could get ready to. But then what about those girls that just ride in their car one night and just want to go for a ride to McDonald's?
Yeah.
So what's your process when you was in that? Like, how did you pivot?
So again, so being in the room in the dark writing to just beats and stuff like that, you just gotta, like, for me, I just had to come out of that moment. Like, once I understood, like, it was therapy, to be honest, just to get it out, just to people to hear my side to it. I always felt like I had to prove a point. Like, I was always that person, and that's hence to, like, why I always used to fight when I was younger, because I always felt like, nah, ain't nobody about to do that to me, ain't nobody about to talk to me crazy, ain't nobody. So, like, even as a woman, it's like, ain't no woman about to make me look crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though he doing what he want to do, don't come thinking like I'm gonna stand for it. Like, you know. So it's just more so like just trying to, like, when it comes to that writing, it's just trying to like come out of those feelings and try to, like, okay, let's talk about when I am happy, and it's definitely what you feel when that beat come on. You could picture what's going on and then just start writing to it. Like, even with poetry with you, right? Yeah. Like, if you were just in your zone, it's like you could picture what story you about to poet about. So
you have to, like, visually see it.
For me, I'm a visual learner, period.
To paper. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a visceral guy. Like, I write how I'm feeling, like how Mila Ray, sorry.
Do you know her name?
How she was talking
Mila
about, like,
Ray.
like I'm a super, super visceral guy. So I have to be forced out of that area to really write it. Now, I could write it, but when I'm feeling something and I'm in that moment and I'm in that mode, it's just flow. And it's a different, like, when you sing, you can hear emotion. Like, it's some singers, like, I'm pretty sure Beyonce has gotten to a point where she can hit a high note and just be a high note. But when she had that Lemonade album and she was talking about that shit with Jay-Z, like, it felt different. Like, it felt real.
Yeah, it came from, like, a real place. So, let's actually get into you managing artists, because that is something that you do now. Yeah. Do you still, like, you still put out your own music while managing artists, and what also got you into managing artists?
So, no. A lot of people have been, like, ask me, all right, when the music coming out? When you doing music? When you doing music? Stuff like that. So, like, right now, where I'm at, because I'm a mom now, I got a 2-year-old.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Thank you.
That's like 2 weeks.
Well,
when the show come out, it's gonna be like a week.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
True.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. So, like, right now where I'm at is, like, because I was, let's say, 22 at the time, where I was navigating through the music industry, right? I saw the dark spots, I saw the light spots, I saw, like, what would really make me pop, I saw what I wasn't gonna stand for. Like, you know, you see a lot of things, like, you just, like, you know when you could go viral. And that's like a marketing thing that I tell my artists, like, you know when you, like, when you make a video, you could feel when that video is gonna go viral.
They know that moment.
Like, you know that moment. And there are other times where it's like, it could be just you just being yourself that can go viral too. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I always use this, like, 6ix9ine, right? He's a Taurus like me.
Okay.
And he know that it took colorful hair, him acting crazy, going at other people, trolling, like, you know what I'm saying, to gather the attention from people all out to help him in his music career to go viral. And I just know for myself, like, I'm cool with my music just being in movies. I'm cool with my music just being in commercials. I'm cool with my music just circulating different ads and stuff like that.
Come on,
like, I'm cool with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that even now, being a mom, I don't want my daughter, I don't want to have to come off undressed to make it. And I'm like, you know, I'll be fighting with it though. I'm trying to tell you, I'll be fighting with it. Don't listen. I ain't a saint, y'all. Co-workers, I'm not a saint.
I don't think you have to be a saint.
I'm not a saint.
I just want to add to that. Prior to doing this podcast, people have told me, like, they have asked me, like, yo, have you ever thought of being, like, an Instagram model? And my response has always been no, because I know that, like, I have an intellect that can get me further than, like, having my clothes off. Period. Because I got a nice body, I go to the gym, but for the most part, these Instagram models are half naked. And then when it comes to the attention they get, now it's like a drug, right? Like, they constantly want that. And you constantly are now, like, doing more to get that attention, and it's like, how far can you go?
But what
to
about
get
the flip
to that
side?
point?
What if you can be an Instagram model and redefine it? Like, instead of being that Instagram model that's ass naked and shaking ass and twerking and doing all this salacious shit, why you can't just be a different model of Dana? You get me? Like, because I think that's a possibility.
Well, I don't want to
too.
be a model, period.
I'm just saying, if the opportunity is there and it's
but
profitable.
The society we live in, when it comes to sex, we now everything is so super sexualized, right?
With all due respect, they're gonna want to have sex with you with clothes on.
Either way, it's like it comes down to your own morals. It's like, all right, well, should I be ass naked online because I know I'm gonna get? It's not even about the money at this point. I think it's just the attention.
I don't think I've ever seen Lori Harvey naked. I don't think I've seen her in bathing suits.
But she's known for dating men.
I get that.
And then when people hear her talk, it's like, oh, I didn't know she speaks.
But I've never heard her say anything sexual. Right, but the premise
look at her family though. She comes from a family that's well known in the celebrity world. But like she has money from her father.
She's desirable because she has this aura, right? So no matter what you do, if you're that person that the internet wants to see, you're gonna be a sex symbol. Like, you're gonna be an Instagram model.
But then it's also like, well, how much are you gonna give? Because then it leads to OnlyFans.
She does take bathing suit shoots.
Yeah, I don't really follow her that often, but like then they go into the OnlyFans, right? And then it's like you're making millions of dollars, but you're still doing something sexual.
Everything is sexualized when it comes to media. I'm sorry, it's the truth. Like, even with let's look at Lizzo, right?
Lizzo be sexualizing, but she be doing it herself.
But that's the trend.
It's a trend. Like, it's still even like, let's talk about the old heads. Escape. Tiny, and who else be? What's the other one?
The new face Tiny or the old face Tiny?
Oh my God, he is crazy. Tiny, I love you. I don't know about
if she ever watches this, we love you. But like, my whole point is, I know that I don't want to reach that level because then I'll be addicted to being naked online. And like you said, Mylaraye, like then it's like, well, when you have kids, that it will affect them at some point in life. So like, how does that look, and what conversations are you gonna have?
Nah, I definitely understand. Like, I'm not arguing that. I just think that women in general are so much more. Like, the beauty is obviously in the eye of the beholder. Like, don't let the internet corrupt what you think is attractive.
And it's hard at this point. It's very hard to just still be yourself and be like your authentic self without falling into that trap of like, oh, this girl's getting all this attention because she do got a BBL, she got her lips done. And it's like, no, you have to build that like love for yourself first off the internet.
But see, I think we need to quantify what that attention actually is, because in real life niggas ain't checking for no BBL. It's them niggas who ain't getting no females that's checking for. Like, do you even want that attention?
We could do a deep dive about that, but because we are getting to the end of the episode. This went hella quick. Like, I love it. Yeah, this was fun. So we have one last topic that I want to ask you is being outside, because we are on the We Outside Afterwork podcast. Yes. So this summer, what does being outside look like to you?
So honestly, for me this summer, I want to get into, I've been talking with life coaches. I've been dealing with therapists, and just like my parents and my aunts and everybody, just trying to get my head straight, because I'm trying to keep my investment smart. So this summer is all about trying to get a multifamily. Like, I'm trying to make investments so that way I could take those money and put it towards my artists. I was just on a webinar for that last night. See? Girl, we need to connect. So I want to, because I want to take my artists and I want them to, like, this is what I really want to do. Like, I want to manage artists.
I want to show them different stuff.
Yes.
And like what they can have.
Yes.
I love that.
And I want to get my first multifamily this summer, and then the money that I get from my multifamily, when it becomes a success,
because it will,
and I'm gonna buy another one.
Generational wealth.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to put it into my artists, and I want to like, I took my artists, shout out to Shakira Slaughter, as my own personal project, and I want to see, like, if I was to commit to this one thing, where would it be in 5 years?
You sound like me.
So that's what I want to do. She's my baby. She's my project.
Shout out to Shakira.
Love that.
Yes.
Love that. We're not gonna. Do you want to answer the question of what outside looks like to us? Because we already said that on the last week.
I'm gonna give a quick little synopsis though, because you know, outside. Obviously, last week I talked about it being real family oriented, but I need to get outside for my damn self too. You know, I want to kind of like tighten this, you know, sexy ass body up. You feel me? Like
you gonna get a 360?
I'm gonna get a BBL. Fuck that shit. Man.
Not a BBL.
No, I'll fuck with y'all. But no, I'm just. I looked at myself and I'm just like, you know.
So you want to like work out and like.
I just want to feel like the old me again. You know, I feel old sometimes. I feel sluggish, tired.
Yeah.
I want to get on the bike and just ride down the boardwalk.
The gym does that.
No, I don't do the gym.
Okay,
Gym
well, not the
makes me
gym.
sleepy.
So, but yeah, being outside and doing activities, and when it gets warmer, you do have that luxury to be
and then
outside.
With my son playing basketball, I just want to make sure I'm out there with him, just constantly just helping him grow, helping him mature in that capacity. Plus, he's trying to get somewhere. So,
shout out to Jaden.
Shout out to playing basketball. Period.
I would say for me, these next few weeks, I'm actually doing like a staycation in the Poconos. So I'm excited to do that. My real life coworker, Mike, he does sometimes. I think he watches the podcast. I don't know. He'd be trying to play with me.
Make sure you subscribe, Mike.
But he probably got a Finsta. But he got married already, so he's having like a reception because his family's from the Poconos. So he invited me, and I appreciate that. And we're gonna like have a good time and be outside. So I'm excited.
And if any of y'all want to be outside with us, at least in this wonderful seat over here, make sure you hit up our Gmail at woawpod@gmail.com. We also have voice notes.
Voice notes. Yeah, you could leave a voice message.
Yeah, so we can hear y'all beautiful voices.
Yes.
Not like that.
Okay. Anyway, on that note, guys, we outside.
We outside. We outside.
That's the second week in a row with a thumbs up.
We outside. We outside.
Oh, she gotta sing.